Welcome friends, this is the lecture 4, chapter 4, determinants. In previous lecture, we have discussed properties of determinants, property 1, property 2 and property 3. In this lecture, we will discuss property 4, property 5 and property 6. Property 4, if each element of a row or a column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then its value gets multiplied by k. Now what is the meaning of this property? Suppose we have one determinant delta. Here the elements are a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. According to this property, if we multiply any row or any column of this determinant by some constant, okay? So after multiplication of, suppose here I multiply first row by k. So after multiplication by k to first row, we have a new determinant delta 1. Now what is the relation between this new determinant and old determinant, or what is the value of this new determinant delta 1? So according to this property, the value of this new determinant delta 1 is nothing but k times value of this old determinant delta. So delta 1 is equal to k delta, okay? Here we are multiplying any row or any column by k, okay? So that's why also we have to multiply the entire value of the determinant by k, so we get the new determinant delta 1, okay? So this is the meaning of this property. Now let's prove. Here delta determinant is given. Here we are expanding the determinant using first row. So here first element a1, now hide this column and this row, so b2 b3 c2 c3 minus a2 b1 b3 c1 c3 plus a3 b1 b2 c1 c2, okay? Now do the cross multiplication, a1 b2 c3 minus c2 b3 minus a2 b1 c3 minus c1 b3 plus a3 b1 c2 minus c1 b2, okay? So we get this equation number 15. So this is the value of our determinant delta. Now what we do? After delta 1 be the determinant obtained by multiplying the elements of the first row by k. So here multiply first row by k, okay? Now here we have to check what is the value of this new determinant delta 1 after multiplying any row by some constant k. So again here do the expansion using the first row. So here ka1 hide column and row, so we have b2 b3 c2 c3 minus second element is ka2 b1 b3 c1 c3 plus ka3 b1 b2 c1 c2, okay? Now again here simplify this, so we get ka1 common b2 c3 minus c2 b3 minus ka2 b1 c3 minus c1 b3 plus ka3 b1 c2 minus c1 b2. Now from this equation take k common, okay? So after taking k common, here we have this type of value. Now compare this answer with value of delta. So here we observe the equation number 15, okay? So equation number 15 is nothing but the value of delta. So observe this term. So after simplification here, this value we get is same as the value of the delta. So here this value is replaced by delta. Here k is common outside, so delta 1 is nothing but k into delta, okay? So here what we conclude, delta is my some determinant. If we multiply any row or any column of this determinant by some constant k, so we get the new determinant delta 1. So what is the value of this new determinant delta 1? The value of the determinant delta 1 is nothing but the value of the determinant delta, and we have to multiply this value by the constant by which we multiply any row or any column, okay? From property number 4, here we have two remarks that we have to remember. First remark is, by this property we can take out any common factor from any one row or any one column of a given determinant. Here one example is given. First row is 173, second is 246 and third row is 325. Now in this determinant you observe that in second row from this we can take 2 common, okay? So here take 2 outside. So after what we have, first row as it is, here take 2 common, so that's why here 1, 2 ones are 2, here 2 twos are 4 and 2 threes are 6, okay? And third row remain as it is. So from this property, if any row or any column contain, each and every element contains some common number, so we can take it outside. So this one is nothing but my constant k. If corresponding elements of any two rows or columns of a determinant are proportional, that is in the same ratio, then its value is 0. For example, here for this determinant, first row is Ka1, Ka2, Ka3. second row is A1, A2, A3 and third row is B1, B2, B3. Here observe that the elements of first row and second row are in some same ratio. Here observe that elements of first row and second row are in same ratio. If you divide first element Ka1 by A1, so what we get? Answer is K. Same way K2 upon A2, answer is again K, and K3 divided by A3, answer is K. Okay, so here first row and second row are in same ratio. Okay, so according to this remark, what we do? Here take K outside. So from this row take K common. So remaining element A1, A2, A3, second row and third row as it is. Okay. So now according to the property, if two rows are same, okay, so what we can write? The determinant value is 0. So here K as it is, and here row 1 and row 2 are same. So that's why the value of this determinant becomes 0. So entire answer is 0 answer. So according to this property, if two rows or two columns are proportional, then its value is 0. On base of property 4, here we discuss one example. Example number 9, evaluate the given determinant. The elements of determinants are 102, 18, 36, 1, 3, 4 and 17, 3 and 6. Here we have to evaluate this determinant. For evaluation of this determinant, we have to use the property that we discussed earlier. Now solution. For solution, here first refer the elements of the row. Here row 1, elements of row 1 and elements of row 3. If you observe, then elements of row 1 that we get by multiplication of 6 to row 3, say yes or no. 17 6 are 102, 3 6 are 18 and 6 6 are 36. Say yes or no. So here we can represent or we can write row 1 as a multiplication of 6 to row 3. Say yes or no. So here write 17 6 are, here 3 6 are and 6 6 are. Now in row 1, 6 is common. Say yes or no. So that's why take 6 outside. So write remaining elements 17 3 6. Second and third row we write as it is. Now after taking 6 outside, here observe that elements of first row and elements of third row both are same. Say yes or no. Okay. So according to the property, if two rows are same, then the value of the determinant is 0 that we discussed earlier. So what is the value of this determinant? According to property, here no need to evaluate this determinant. Only on base of property, here we can write the value of this determinant is 0. So the answer is 6 into 0. So answer is 0. Okay. So what is the value of this determinant? The value of this determinant is 0. From property number 4, we have to learn one difference between matrix and determinant. In very first lecture, we discuss the difference between matrix and determinant. Okay, on base of the definition. What is the difference between matrix and determinant? Matrix we use to solve the system of linear equation. Okay, and what is the determinant? Determinant is some real value of the matrix. For evaluation of matrix, we use the determinant. Okay, so this is the difference between matrix and determinant. Now we discuss the second difference between matrix and determinant. In matrix, you learn that if k is some real number, k is multiplied to matrix. Here 2 by 2 matrix is given. Here k is multiplied to matrix. So in this case, what we have to do? We have to multiply this element k to each and every elements of the matrix. Okay, so after multiplication, what we have? 1 into k, here 2k, here 4 into k and here minus 2k. So if matrix is multiplied by some real number, so what we mean from this? Each and every element of matrix is multiplied by the same element k. Okay, but now in case of determinant, if one determinant is given which is multiplied by constant k, so what we mean from this? Here k is multiplied to any one row or any one column. Okay, no need to multiply k to each and every element. Here we have to remember this point. So if k is multiplied to this determinant, so either you can write as multiply k to first row. So we get k into 2k. Second row we have to keep as it is. Or we can write k is multiplied to second row and first row we keep as it is. Or you can multiply this k to any one column. Okay. So if k is multiplied to determinant means k is multiplied to any one row or any one column. No need to multiply each and every element of the determinant. Okay, so this is the difference between matrix and determinant. Property 5. If sum or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as a sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. According to this property, sum row or column. Here we use the first row. If all elements of any row or any column are expressed as sum of two terms. So here elements of first row are expressed as sum of two terms. First element is expressed as sum of a1 and lambda 1. Second element is expressed as sum of a2 lambda 2. And third element is expressed as sum of a3 and lambda 3. Okay. So in this case, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two determinants. Okay. So here observe that here first row contain the sum of two terms and second and third row contain elements b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. So in this case, how can we represent this matrix? Here whatever the term connected by addition operation, that we can separate and we can write this one determinant as a summation of two determinant. So here we can write a1, a2, a3 is the first row. These two row remain as it is, plus second element lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 here write as the first row and second and third row write as it is. So this type of form we can represent using summation of two determinant. Verification of the property. So first write left hand side. Left hand side is equal to the given determinant. Here first row is expressed as a sum of two terms. Okay, and second and third row, for this type of representation is not possible. So here we have a single elements b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Now we have to find the value of this determinant. So now expand the determinant along the first row. First element is a1 lambda 1. Now put here, hide this row and this column. So we have b2, b3, c2, c3 minus second element a2 plus lambda 2. Hide this row and this column. So b1, b3, c1, c3 this one plus a3 plus lambda 3. Okay, right here. Now hide this row and this column. So we have 2 by 2 determinant b1, b2 and c1, c2. Okay, so this type of value we get. Now after this step here, with this matrix multiplication of a1 plus lambda 1 is given. So here we have to separate the bracket. Okay, but first of all we have to write only the multiplication with a1, a2 and a3, and then in next step we have to write the multiplication with lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. So first write multiplication with a1. So a1 multiply this determinant, after minus plus, so here become minus a2 multiplication by this determinant plus a3, here write this determinant. Now show the multiplication with lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. So plus lambda 1, write this determinant here. After minus plus minus, so minus lambda 2, this 2 by 2 determinant right here, plus lambda 3, here both are the positive sign. So plus lambda 3, write this determinant here. Okay. Now after this step, only observe this value. Okay, a1 minus a2 plus a3, this value. So from this value we can write this determinant. This one is nothing but the value of this determinant. Say yes or no. a1 hide this row, this column. So we have this 2 by 2 determinant b2, b3, c2, c3. After second element is minus a2, b1, b3, c1, c3, and third element is a3. Hide this row, this column. So we have b1, b2 and c1, c2, this determinant. Okay, so this is nothing but the value of this determinant. So write, instead of this, write this determinant plus, now observe, this one is a value of this determinant. Okay, lambda 1 here, b2, b3, c2, c3 minus lambda 2 second element plus lambda 3 third element. Here hide for second element, hide this column, this row. So we have b1, b3, c1, c3, this 2 by 2 determinant plus third element lambda 3. Now hide this row, this column. So we have b1, b2, c1, c2. So this value is nothing but this determinant. Okay, so what we conclude, this one is nothing but my right hand side. This is my required answer. So here what is the property? If we have any row or any column which contains sum of two terms, then we can represent this type of determinant as the sum of these two determinants. So here first row contain term with addition, so we can separate this term, okay, and second and third row remain as it is. So first a1 a2 a3, second and third row write as it is, plus second element lambda 1 lambda 2 lambda 3, and second and third row is as it is, okay. Now we learn how to use property number 5. Example number 10 show that the determinant ABC, a plus 2x, b plus 2y, c plus 2z, x, y, z equal to 0. Here we have to find the value of this determinant and show that the value of this determinant is 0. Okay. Now observe the elements of the determinant. Here second row. Second row contain a plus 2x, b plus 2y, c plus 2z, and first and third row contain single element. So here what we observe? The elements of the second row are expressed as sum of two terms. Say yes or no. Here a plus 2x, b plus 2y, and c plus 2z is given. Okay, so now according to property number 5, if this type of representation we have, so we can write this determinant as a sum of two determinant. Okay, so now write as a sum of two determinant. Now first and third row we write as it is. Okay, here both the side, and now separate the elements of second row which are connected by addition. Okay, so here a, b and c, this one is my second row. Same way in second determinant 2x, 2y and 2z, this one is my second row. So now if we have this type of determinant, then according to property number 5 we can separate this one determinant as a sum of two determinants. Okay, now next here observe that first determinant, this determinant contain first and second row same. Okay, and here if we take 2 outside, second row contain two common elements, so from this take 2 outside. So here we have ABC, XYZ, XYZ. Okay, so now in this determinant and this determinant, here row 1 and row 2 are same, and here row 3 and row 4 are same. So according to property 3 and 4, what we conclude? The value of these two determinants are 0. So we can write 0 plus 0. So our answer is what? Answer is 0. Property 6. If to each element of any row or column of a determinant, the equimultiples of corresponding elements of other row or column are added, then value of determinant remains the same. That is, the value of determinant remains same if we apply the operation Ri goes to Ri plus Krj or Ci goes to Ci plus Kcj. Now, according to this property, if each element of any row or any column of a determinant, the equimultiple of corresponding elements of other row are added. So here what we do? Here one determinant is given. This determinant contain a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Here we perform one operation on row. So what is my operation? Here row 3 is multiplied by k. Okay, each and every element of row 3 is multiplied by k. And after add these row in row 1. So we get new row R1. Say yes or no. So what is the meaning of this symbolic representation? Row 3, each and every element of row 3 is multiplied by k and add in row 1. So we get new row R1. Okay. Now this row R3 multiplied by k. So we have kc1, add in first. So what we get? A1 plus kc1. Again second element of row 3 multiply by k, so we have kc2 and add in this a2, so we have a2 plus kc2. Again the third element of row 3 is multiplied by k, so kc3, add in a3, so we have a3 plus kc3. Okay, so this one is my resultant row r1. Okay, so this is my resultant row r1. In this row what we do? Row 3 multiply by k and add in 1. Okay, so according to this property, if this type of operation we do on determinant, whatever the new determinant we have, it has the same value. Okay, so no change in the value of the determinant after doing this type of operation. मतलब कि अगर हम डिटर्मिनेंट में कोई भी एक रो या फिर कोई भी एक कॉलम को कोई एक कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई करके दूसरी रो या फिर दूसरी कॉलम में ऐड करते हैं, तो हमारा जो नया रिजल्टेंट डिटर्मिनेंट होता है उसकी वैल्यू भी क्या होती है? जो हमारा ओल्ड डिटर्मिनेंट होता है उसके जितनी ही रहती है. ओके, सो आफ्टर दिस टाइप ऑफ ऑपरेशन ऑन डिटर्मिनेंट देयर इज नो चेंज इन वैल्यू ऑफ डिटर्मिनेंट. वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 6. Here delta, this determinant is given. For this determinant, row 3 is multiplied by k and add in first row. So we get this type of new determinant delta 1. Okay. Now we have to check the value of this new determinant delta 1. So here we know that according to the property number 5, here element of first row is expressed as sum of two terms. Say yes or no. Here element of first row is expressed as a1 plus kc1. So here sum of two terms. Same way here a2 plus kc2 sum of two terms. A3 plus kc3 sum of two terms. Okay, so each and every elements of first row is expressed as sum of two terms. So according to property number 5, we can represent this determinant as a sum of two determinants. Say yes or no. So a1, a2, a3, that we consider as a first row, and second row and third row remain as it is. Okay, and separate these element kc1, kc2, kc3 as a first row. This second and third row we put as it is. Okay, so we can write in this way using property number 5. After this determinant keep as it is, plus here observe that here in first row k is a common, so take k outside and write the remaining elements. After here observe that this first row and third row same row. Okay, elements are same, these are the identical row. So according to property number 3, what is the value of this determinant? Value is 0. So value of this determinant is delta we put, plus here k into value of this determinant is 0. So k into 0 becomes 0. So answer is delta. Okay, so from this property what we understand, if we multiply any row and add in any other row, or same operation we do with column, then whatever the new determinant we have, the value is remain same. Okay, so after this type of operation on determinant, there is no change in value of the determinant. For this property also we have to remember that we have to make change in a row in which we add the elements. Okay, so for this determinant, here row 3 is multiplied by k and add in first row, so we have to show the change in row 1, not in row 3. ओके मतलब कि आप जो रो या फिर जो कॉलम को आप कोई कांस्टेंट से मल्टीप्लाई करके ऐड कर रहे हो किसी और रो या कॉलम में, तो आप जो रो या कॉलम में ऐड कर रहे हो उसमें ही आपको चेंज दिखाने हैं. जिस रो या कॉलम को आप मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो उसमें आपको चेंज नहीं दिखाने हैं. ओके, सो हियर रो 3 is multiplied by k, so here no need to write here kc1, kc2, kc3. Okay, row 3 remain as it is, there is no change in element of row 3. Here we are adding this kr3 in row 1. Say yes or no. So that's why only we have to show change in row 1. हमें सिर्फ रो 1 में ही चेंज दिखाने हैं. रो 2 एंड रो 3 रिमेन एज इट इज. क्लियर? तो हम जिस रो या फिर कॉलम में हम ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं, बराबर है, तो वही रो या कॉलम में हमें क्या करना है, चेंजेस दिखाने हैं. जिस रो या कॉलम को हम मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं उसमें हमें चेंज शो नहीं करने हैं. ओके, सो रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट. From property number 6, we discuss two remarks. First is, if more than one operation like Ri goes to Ri plus Krj is done in one step, care should be taken to see that a row that is affected in one operation should not be used in another operation. Now, what is the meaning of this property? In property number 6, what we discuss here in this operation, row 3 is multiplied by k. Okay, and add in first row. So here row 1 is affected. Say yes or no. Previously the element of row 1 are a1, a2, a3. After this operation, the element of row 3 are a1 plus kc1, a2 plus kc2 and a3 plus kc3. Say yes or no. So after this operation, row 1 is changed, or we can say that row 1 is affected. Okay. Here row 2 and row 3 remain as it is. So according to this remark, after performing this operation, for next operation, we cannot use this affected row, that is the row 1. Okay. What is the meaning of this? In next operation, we cannot do the operation like that. Row 1 is multiplied by some number, add in row 2 or row 3. Okay. So we cannot add or subtract this row 1, or we cannot use this row for next operation because this row is already affected. Okay, for next operation we use the unaffected rows. Okay, so you have to keep this point in your mind. So generally students have this type of doubt. What the students are doing to convert maximum number of zeros, they are using this type of affected rows also. So in this case they are not getting the answer and the computation work is increased. Okay, so remember this remark. Second remark is a similar remark applies to column operations. Okay, so here we discuss the example for row, but same type of operation is possible using column, and also affected column that we cannot use for second operation. Okay, now we discuss how to apply property number 6 to find value of the determinant. Example number 11, prove that in 3 by 3 determinant, first row is A plus B, A plus B plus C. Second row is 2A, 3A plus 2B, 4A plus 3B plus 2C. Third row is 3A, 6A plus 3B, 10A plus 6B plus 3C is equal to A raised to 3. Here we have to prove that value of this determinant is equal to A raised to 3. Now we can find value of the determinant using two methods. First method is a direct method. Okay, in direct method we know that how to evaluate 3 by 3 determinant. Here in 3 by 3 determinant all elements are non-zero elements, and also these are not the real number but it contain algebraic terms. Okay, here two terms are given, here three terms are given. So if we use direct method of determinant, so in this case the computation become much more lengthy. Okay, so using direct method obviously we get the answer, but it take lots of time. So instead of this we use the property to evaluate this determinant. So now this one is the left hand side. Here generally to find the value of the determinant, what we have to do, try to make maximum number of zeros in any one row or any one column. सही है, आपको क्या करना है, कोई भी डिटर्मिनेंट की वैल्यू अगर आपको इजीली फाइंड करनी है तो हमें क्या करना है कि कोई भी एक रो या फिर कोई भी एक कॉलम में मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ जीरोस हमें लाना है. बराबर है, तो अभी हम क्या करेंगे, यूजिंग ऑल 6 प्रॉपर्टी try to convert maximum number of zeros and use all this property to make our computation easy. Now observe the first column. In first column which type of elements we have? Here we have A, 2A and 3A. Okay, so according to property number 6, property number 6 में क्या है कि अगर हम row 1 is multiply by -2, add in second, so this element becomes 0. Say yes or no. Here this element multiply by -2 and add here, so 2A minus 2A becomes 0. So what we have to do, entire row 1 is multiplied by -2 and add in which row, R2 row. Okay, so here first perform this operation. Here entire row, this row is multiplied by -2, so here we have -2A and add in second row, so 2A minus 2A we get 0. Again here 3A, here what we have, -2A, so 3A minus 2A become A. Here plus 2B, here after multiplication by -2 we get -2B, so 2B minus 2B cancel out. Here 4A minus 2A, so we have 2A. Here 3B minus 2B, so here we have B, and plus 2C minus 2C cancel out. So we have this type of new row R2. Say yes or no. Same operation we have to do for third row. Here 3A is given, so that's why row 1 is multiplied by -3 and add in third row. Okay, so here what we have to do, the entire row 1 is multiplied by -3 and add in third row. Okay, so we have to add each and every element in corresponding elements. Okay, so here 3A minus 3A becomes 0. Here 6A minus 3A, so we get here 3A answer. 3B minus 3B cancel out. 10A minus 3A, so we have 7A. 6B minus 3B, we have 3B, and plus 3C minus 3C cancel out. So after addition we have this type of row 3. Okay, so here we have 2 0. Now observe these element. So again we know that if we multiply these row 2 by -3, add in third row, so this element becomes 0. Say yes or no. Okay, so now perform this operation. Row 2 is multiplied by -3, this entire row multiply by -3 and add in this third row. Okay, so what we have, 3A minus 3A we get 0 answer. 7A minus 6A is equal to A, and 3B minus 3B 0. So after addition, we have this type of elements in row 3. Now we know that here, if we take this column, so in this column, two elements are zero element, only one is non-zero element. So now do the expansion using first column. Okay, so we can easily find the value of the determinant because we have to do the multiplication of only a elements with the respective determinant. Okay, because these two elements are already zero. So now do the expansion using the first column. So we have to write, in next step we have to write a as it is, and then we have to take this 2 by 2 determinant. So we have a, 2a plus b, 0 and a. So right here, now here evaluate this 2 by 2 determinant. So we have value a square minus 0. This a put as it is, here a square minus 0 multiply by 2a plus b, so become 0. Okay, so here what we have, a square into a raised to 3. So this one is nothing but my right hand side. So from this example, we learned two things. First is, for evaluation of the determinant, we have to convert maximum number of zeros. Okay, and for conversion of maximum number of zero, here we use property number 6. So now think on it. Why we use property number 6? Because according to the statement of property number 6, if we use this type of operation on determinant, then value of the determinant remains same. Okay, this type of operation does not change the value of the determinant. Only this type of operation help us to convert maximum number of zeros in any one row or any one column, and after this our computation work become easy. Okay, so this is the use of the property number 6. मतलब कि अगर हम प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 6 यूज करते हैं तो प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 6 में क्या है, इफ वी मल्टीप्लाई एनी रो और कॉलम एंड एड इन any other row or column, then again whatever the new determinant we have, it has the same value. Now revision of today's lecture. In today's lecture we discuss property 4, property 5 and property 6 to evaluate determinant easily. Property number 4, if each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then its value gets multiplied by k. According to property 5, if some or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. Property 6, if to each element of any row or column of a determinant, the equimultiples of corresponding elements of other row or column are added, then value of determinant remains the same. That is, the value of determinant remains same if we apply the operation Ri goes to Ri plus Krj or Ci goes to Ci kCj. Thank you.